Welcome to the AC 24/7 Top Story Countdown. We'll guide you through the biggest news of the day. Our focus, advocating our rights, advocating equality, advocating health, and advocating Earth. Here's our pick for number 4.
New York GOP Congressman George Santos facing possible expulsion again from the House of Representatives.
I think if he had any ethics and any respect for our government, he would step down.
He literally lied to voters and everybody that he represents.
After a months-long investigation, the bipartisan House Ethics Committee says it found substantial evidence that Santos violated federal law, saying he sought to fraudulently exploit every aspect of his House candidacy for his own personal financial profit. The report's findings paint a picture of a cash-strapped candidate who used campaign money to fund a lavish lifestyle that included unrelated travel and buying luxury goods. In July 2022, over $2,000 was spent in Atlantic City resorts, with no records of campaign events occurring there. Also, a Federal Elections Commission report lists that on July 7, 2022, the campaign spent over $3,000 on an Airbnb, reported as a hotel stay, despite Santos being off at the Hamptons, as per the campaign calendar. It also lists services that don't appear to have a campaign purpose: $1,400 at a spa for Botox, more than $200 at City MD, $1,500 more for Botox, more than $1,000 for an esthetician in Rhinebeck, New York, more than $4,000 purchased at Hermes, smaller purchases at OnlyFans, Sephora, meals, and parking. The damning report concludes Santos knowingly filed false reports with the FEC and made willful violations in financial disclosures with the House. The GOP chairman of the House Ethics Committee, Michael Guest, planning to file a resolution to make Santos just the 6th member in U.S. history to be expelled.
That will be enough for members to be able to make a decision as to whether or not they believe it would be proper to expel Representative Santos.
According to a panel, Santos refused to participate in an interview or provide a written response, and the panel did not subpoena him. Santos posting on X criticizing the committee's finding, calling it biased and a disgusting politicized smear that shows the depths of how low our federal government has sunk. Santos also saying he will not seek re-election.
TheAdvocateChannel.com looks at the world through the lens of equality and inclusion. Subscribe, like, and share now. AC 24/7's Top Story Countdown continues with our producer's pick for number 3.
Celebrating the holidays can bring a number of benefits to your well-being, but it can also trigger tension, perfectionism, and family drama. The good news is that experts say there's a number of steps that people can take in order to weed out the stresses. The holidays can provide a sense of gratitude, hope, and love for many, but gatherings can also create a mixed bag of emotions.
The holidays is a time that people really put a lot of pressure on themselves to make sure everything is absolutely perfect.
About 64% of people with mental illness report holidays make their conditions worse, according to a study by the National Alliance on Mental Illness. The Alliance recommends a few steps to manage your stress, including maintaining realistic expectations and prioritizing self-care.
We have to be really mindful, I think, about what our boundaries are going into these holiday events.
For others, the stress of the holidays can be tied to painful family interactions and memories, or dealing with isolation and spending the season alone.
One of the things that's really important that I like to talk with people about is how to make a decision on what's actually best for us, right? Sometimes we need to push out of our comfort zones, but sometimes we need to honor that it's actually not the right place for us to be.
Experts say although everyone's holiday situation is unique, it could be beneficial to break from a traditional family gathering or habit.
It's a wonderful time to start your own traditions that feel like really uplifting for yourself. Go to yoga on, one of the holidays, or volunteer at a soup kitchen, something that helps you feel part of a community or connected.
Experts say one way to help out a friend or a family member who may be struggling during the holidays is by asking if there's a way that you can support them, and then giving yourself time to decide if you have the space for that and how you can make it work. In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Like the Advocate channel on Facebook for the best way to get updated stories that advocate for equality, justice, our rights, and more. AC 24/7 continues with today's top 2 pick.
Just over 55 million people will be hitting the road this Thanksgiving holiday, according to AAA.
We're projecting this to be the third highest Thanksgiving forecast that we've ever looked at, and we've been looking at holiday travel since 2000.
AAA says the clear majority of travelers, close to 89%, are leaving home by automobile, and they'll be getting a break while filling up. As of Monday, GasBuddy.com says the national average for a gallon is just under $3.28, which is a 39.5-cent drop from a year ago. As for those heading to the airport,
and flying is that bigger jump that we've seen from 2022. Our forecast is projecting a 6% increase in air travel for Thanksgiving.
The Federal Aviation Administration predicts Wednesday will be the busiest day for travel, with close to 50,000 flights.
We will do our best to screen standard passengers in under 30 minutes and passengers enrolled in TSA PreCheck in under 10 minutes. There might be occasions where wait times may be longer.
But regardless of mode of travel, millions will be dealing with rough weather over the next few days.
Tuesday is when the real problems begin, especially if you have flights in or out of the main connecting airports in the eastern half of the country, including New York, D.C., Charlotte, Atlanta, and Chicago.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Follow the Advocate channel on Twitter and Instagram to stay updated on stories that matter every day. We're now at our number 1 story of the day. Take a look.
Rosalynn Carter blazed her own trail. She used her position as the wife of former Governor and President Jimmy Carter to bring light to issues including mental health and equality for women. As Mrs. Carter once said, "Do what you can to show you care about others, and you will make our world a better place." Tributes continue pouring in for the late Rosalynn Carter.
You know, they're really an incredible family because they brought so much grace to the office.
The former First Lady died Sunday after entering hospice care on Friday.
She was well known for her efforts on mental health and caregiving and women's rights. So I hope that during the holidays you'll consider saying include the Carter family in your prayers.
Mrs. Carter was actively involved in her husband's presidency and a strong advocate for equal treatment of the mentally ill.
Nobody talked to each other about their own mental illness at all, and now to see that that actually people can recover is the greatest thing.
But it was the couple's work after leaving the White House that would leave the longest legacy, redefining and revolutionizing the post-presidency. In 1981, they spearheaded a new challenge, joining with Habitat for Humanity, building houses for the poor. A year later, they established the Carter Center, a foundation devoted to promoting human rights, resolving conflicts, and eradicating diseases.
I'm proud of the work of the Carter Center, which has developed to become one of the most admired and respected institutions, not only nationally but internationally.
Mrs. Carter was also the first presidential spouse to carry a briefcase to a White House office on a daily basis. She was nicknamed Steel Magnolia by the press, a reference she didn't mind, actually saying once in an interview, quote, "Steel is tough and Magnolia is Southern." Now, ceremonies celebrating the life of the former First Lady will begin next week from November 27th to November 29th in Atlanta and Sumter County, Georgia.
Thanks for watching the Advocate channel's top stories. We're on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Follow, like, and share, or check out advocatechannel.com for even more stories that advocate for you.